Fines, welcome back to my full moon recap. This time we're going to be focusing on the recap for the full moon in Leo that occurred on the 5th to the 18th of February. I'm recording in this style. Life is real, y'all. I'm going through my Saturn return, but at the same time, I'm really still trying to stay consistent with this research that I'm doing with astrological politics, the geopolitics. So to find the original blog, you can ever go to my Instagram and you will find it here. Or if you want to find the complete blog, you can go online on to the Deep Science blog page. Just click on that and it will give you the full blog about what I had predicted originally, and also gives you the personal one, so you can also go and look at how you've developed with your personal reading so far. If you would like any astrological readings, then visit my website, which is here, or you can absolutely send me a message directly in my Instagram or at spectrumofsalome@gmail.com. Right. So let's get it on with what I actually predicted in the past. So we looked at what I had predicted is 12th house, 6th house stuff. So those who are into astrology, the 12th house, the 6th house was coming up for the UK. For those who are not deep into astrology, the 12th house basically is just an area that is very private. It's foreign. It's about seclusion in a sense. It's about welfare. And then the 6th house is about our services and the habits that we pick up. So how can this translate to politics? How can this translate to the geography of the UK? So I had predicted there will be things to do with homelessness, health service, charities. I gave an example like Salvation Army, and then other things that would, take place, prison services, but that kind of aligns with national service because our prison is a national service. And then also how we treat our asylum seekers and any disruptions to our public servants from the police, the army, the doctors, firefighters, your dentists, your GP, all of those, all of that. The person who lets you in the train station, all of those people. And then our dominant political parties as well will be very animated. So what occurred 2 weeks later? So I'm actually recording this on the 20th of February. At this time, it is now 9:28 p.m. in UK. So the data for this is actually going to be running from the 5th to the 18th, not the 20th, because I'm sticking to the 14 days period after the full moon. Right. So let's see what actually came into pass. So there was let's begin here. So we're looking here. So there was an inquiry launched into the human rights for things to do with work. And it's quoted here by the MP that employment often has an inherent power imbalance that can leave workers vulnerable to exploitation and discrimination. There is an obligation on the government to ensure that there is a comprehensive framework in place that ensures the rights enshrined in the European Convention of Human Rights and Protection at Work. So I thought that this theme worked very well with changes to the public servants that I had predicted. So I was like, okay, cool, great. Let's keep it moving. And that was posted on the 10th of February. So then on Monday the 6th, there was also a group of people these are the committees that went to look at a train route that will be a fast train route. So I thought that was really interesting because again, changes to public servants. This was posted in the BBC and many other news outlets. The nurses strikes were getting ready to strikes, and also cancer doctors were also like, hey, we're about to join this workout. out because y'all are playing with us. So this is the disruption to our public servants, which I saw, and I'm sure there's more because I see the Prime Minister of Scotland resigned. It definitely plays into it. Moving forward, this person here, let's move forward to that. So we're looking at this area here. So Richard Simeon Sharp, he's a former banker who was a chairman at BBC in it. And basically he was not honest when he was applying for the job, the kind of like links he had with Boris Johnson. So like the big news highlight was like Richard Sharp had made errors on Boris Johnson's loan. That was something that came up, and I thought, okay, dominant political parties being more animated, but also I do think that this falls into like disruptions in the sense of to our public servants, you know, because that loan that you gave to Boris Johnson, what did he do with it even? Okay, so then moving forward, this is a primary school that was left. This primary school was in South. One second. So yeah, this is a public school in a place called Ronand Primary School, and so yeah, this primary school got attacked by an arsonist and left them in debt. You know, which is really like disrupting to our public services. I thought so as well. And then in a place called Knowsley in Lancaster, there was 15 arrests, including a 13-year-old boy was arrested after a violent clash outside a asylum seekers hotel happened. Like they burnt down like cars, and it was really awful. And they said that this all started because of something that was posted on social media, because it's actually meant to be a peaceful protest that went left. How we treat our treat asylum seekers definitely came up, you know, into the prediction. So we move forward, and so the Conservatives and Labour did meet up for like secret talks about Brexit, and they met up for 2 days. This was a 2-day meet up. Yeah, they met up just to talk about all of that. You can find that online if you want, what went down within that 2-day gathering by you know, these members of these places. Right. Moving forward, so then again, that comes under the dominant political parties being more animated, because like, why would you even do that secret thing? Like, just let us all know we're all part of it, right? Okay, so then moving forward into this, what actually happened and how my prediction actually manifested. So we had an ex-Labour Party chairman called Ian Lavery, and he's facing many questions about taxes. So Ian is like, you know what? I pay taxes, but he's not trying to clarify within the questions that he's been asked. So that's, you know, 12th hours coming up, them secrets, that kind of also dominated parties being more animated, because it's like, yo, answer the question. Like, where was this? Did you pay? Did you pay up to date? Why are you refusing to comment on these specific questions? That's interesting. That's come up as well. And then on the 9th, it was also recorded. All of this is within that time frame that I have been talking about for the full moon in Leo between the 5th and the 18th. So on the 9th, it was reported that there's a scheme going on with that started, and it's now been unrolled in Oxfordshire as well, where prisoners, children can, you know, do a lot more with the prisoners, offering more specialized support to the children from day one, and also like having the children and the parents bond in like a safe space. So yeah, the initial trial was in Oxford Street, and moving forward. So changes to prison services. So this is really good news, especially for those prisoners in Oxfordshire specifically. Like, come on, we're helping the babies out here. That's really good, and helping the parents as well, because that would help them reform when they're in the prison. And last but definitely not least, because I'm sure there was so much more news headlines that came out that did align with the prediction I made for full moon. But this is what I was able to gather with the time and energy I have. So the last one that I noted is it was posted on the 6th, and there's a demand by the leaders of 100 British charities for financial limits imposed on charities to be scrapped. And this is like super important, because I think they put them on like if I'm not quoting wrong, like 5 million limit. And these charities really do need this, and it will cost the treasury nothing. So there is an growing cross-party support for the removal of the limit, but no decision has been yet taken. It'll be interesting to see when the decision will actually be taken. Maybe at some new moon, when new moons, full moon, things normally come up. So in saying all of that, everything came up. The only thing I didn't quite note was things to do with homelessness on the headlines. But I would note, for me, my personal experience, I did see a lot of people post. I saw like a lot of people, but like 3 people post about homelessness and them needing a place to stay, someone to help them find a place to stay. That literally came up on that 4th. So that came up. I haven't checked. I didn't see any specific news on homelessness. National, that came up. The charities came up. Prison came up. Asylums came up. Disruptions and changes to our public servants came up. And also dominant political parties being more animated definitely came up. I originally wrote Labour and Conservative, and that did come up as well. So thank you so much for tapping into this full moon recap that I am doing. I appreciate love y'all. Y'all can follow me on my Instagram page on here at Spectrumofsalome for more of this type of videos. This is going to be uploaded on YouTube. I always upload the recap on YouTube for the full one. However, you can find me all on these places. If there's anything that I've said that does not align with you, do let it go. Don't let it grow. I am doing this for my own personal research, and I'm sharing it out here so I can have a public data of my readings. If you're interested in joining me in this journey and just keeping a note out for me, please do send me what you do find. If I've missed anything out, I would love to be including them in these. Thank you so much for being who you are. Thank you for your time. Peace.